Hello, my beauties, and welcome back to an all-new episode of Sam Explains the World with your hostess with the mostest, could be a ghostess, Samantha Bremenkamp. And on today's haunting, chilling, and delicious episode, we are going to make ghost-shaped pudding pops. This time of year is a great chance to go get Halloween things super discounted. So I got these at Michael's for under $4, and super cute ghost molds. But I have been craving pudding pops. I don't know if you've ever heard of them or had them, but if you take pudding and you freeze it with some things, you get these delicious frozen treats. So molds, I'm going to be using some almond milk and condensed milk, sweetened condensed milk, popsicle sticks to be the handles, and then some instant pudding. I have chocolate and vanilla. I'm going to do some straight up chocolate, some straight up vanilla, and some swirls. And it takes about 5 minutes. And you're going to take the journey with me. I bet you're excited. I know I am. Wah. We're going to start with chocolate pudding. I'm going to, just a little tip, when you're blending things, always start with a little liquid on the bottom. In my experience, stuff always gets stuck to the bottom. And if you add a little liquid first, it'll make such a difference. This is so delicious. It reminds me of Senora Howard, who was my Spanish teacher way back when. Taught us all about delicious condensed milk and dulce de leche, which is delicious and something you should consider getting because we have another beautiful holiday coming up. Friday, Dios de los Muertos, Day of the Dead, where we honor those that have gone on to another plane. Okay, a little bit more. Yes, I want to take a spoon to this and just straight eat it, but I'm not going to. Chocolate. You're going to do 2 cups of milk, by the way. So it's going to be 1 packet of the instant pudding mix. I'm using half a thing of condensed milk because I'm going to be doing the vanilla and the chocolate. If you're just doing one, you could put all in one and it will just be even, more decadent. But that's your call. And as I always say, you're in charge because you're the one making it. Ooh, gosh, it smells so yummy. And then 2 cups of this, which I'm eyeballing. 2. Oh, and there's measuring things on the blender. So, perfect. So that's great. Head on over with me. And we'll get to blending. It's all about how you blend, baby. Perfect. Hello, my beauties, and welcome back to an all-new episode of Sam Explains the World with your hostess with the mostest, could be a ghostess, Samantha Bremenkamp. And on today's haunting, chilling, and delicious episode, we are going to make ghost-shaped pudding pops. This time of year is a great chance to go get Halloween things super discounted. So I got these at Michael's for under $4. And super cute ghost molds. But I have been craving pudding pops. I don't know if you've ever heard of them or had them, but if you take pudding and you freeze it with some things, you get these delicious frozen treats. So molds, I'm going to be using some almond milk and condensed milk, sweetened condensed milk, popsicle sticks to be the handles, and then some instant pudding. I have chocolate and vanilla. I'm going to do some straight up chocolate, some straight up vanilla, and some swirls. And it takes about 5 minutes. And you're going to take the journey with me. I bet you're excited. I know I am. Wah. Oh, hey, fancy seeing you here. Now it's time to blend. So I'm just kidding. You're not going to hear it, and we'll probably fast forward, but I want you to be a part of it. Didn't want you to miss out. So here we go. Power's on, it's plugged in, lid is secured, base is secured. Let's turn on 2. The end. You did it! Proud of us. We're going to start with chocolate pudding. I'm going to, just a little tip, when you're blending things, always start with a little liquid on the bottom. In my experience, stuff always gets stuck to the bottom. And if you add a little liquid first, it'll make such a difference. This is so delicious. It reminds me of Senora Howard, who was my Spanish teacher way back when. Taught us all about delicious condensed milk and dulce de leche, which is delicious and something you should consider getting because we have another beautiful holiday coming up. Friday, Dios de los Muertos, Day of the Dead, where we honor those that have gone on to another plane. Okay, a little bit more. Yes, I want to take a spoon to this and just straight eat it, but I'm not going to. Chocolate. You're going to do 2 cups of milk, by the way. So it's going to be 1 packet of the instant pudding mix. I'm using half a thing of condensed milk because I'm going to be doing the vanilla and the chocolate. If you're just doing one, you could put all in one and it will just be even, more decadent. But that's your call. And as I always say, you're in charge because you're the one making it. Ooh, gosh, it smells so yummy. And 2 cups of this, which I'm eyeballing. 2. Oh, and there's measuring things on the blender. So, perfect. So that's great. Head on over with me. And we'll get to blending. It's all about how you blend, baby. Perfect. So for those who are not familiar with instant pudding, it starts to congeal rather quickly. So I'm going to help it along to get in. And remember, I'm going to do some chocolate and some chocolate vanilla swirl. And as instant pudding quickly starts to thicken, we're priced to move. We're going to go as quickly as possible. Here we go. Okay. And that's going to be too much. I'm going to have to spread that out, not a problem. But I'm also going to want to reuse this for the vanilla. So I have taken another vessel. I'm going to dump in the rest of this into that. Don't forget, I always talk about how sharp this is. Just get it out of the way. Save yourself. You do not want to create a real spooky, dreadful Halloween episode in which you cut yourself. Because that's a bummer, and I don't think anybody wants to add any flavors from you into the delicious desserts that you're making. Gross. Absolutely gross. Okay. All right. Perfect. Okay. Then I'm going to rinse this out, and I'm going to do the same thing I just did, but with vanilla. Perfect. It's important to taste test, especially if you know you're not sharing it with other people. I mean, well, that's truthful. Now I'm going to repeat all those steps. I washed everything. So the chocolate's gone because this one's going to be vanilla. And you're going to do again 2 cups of milk. I'm using almond milk. That's just a preference thing. You're able to use real milk, but please stop bragging. Vanilla, I have to do a little quicker because the chocolate one is congealing, which will be good for when we do the mix of the 2. But you don't want it too hard to manipulate On the other hand, it's just pudding. It's not like it's going to become concrete or we're using resin or something that you're like, once it's hard forever. Liquid. Perfect. And now we put in the rest of the delicious condensed milk. There you go, buddy. Yay! Ghoulish delight. I cannot believe the spooky season is almost over. But there are some really cool holidays that go beyond Halloween that I highly recommend you check out if you haven't already. It's a beautiful way to honor your people, your loved ones, and learning about other things is super cool. So that's that. We're gonna quick blend this and then meet me back here real quick. And same as before, power's on, plugged in, closed, locked in place. Gonna start at 2 and end at 2. Do that way over and over again, and then it just becomes a habit, and you don't have to worry about like, did I leave that plugged in? Did I leave that on? You're good. Let's go back. And now we're gonna make some of the vanilla ghosties and then the swirls. I just realized, because I had never made pudding pops before, that it's pudding. So you don't have to do the tape thing with that. You can use the tape hack for making ice pops with juices or blended fruits, so that won't be as sturdy as Jello. But since the Jello setting, I didn't have to do that. So, but hey, we still learned something good for us, and now you know. That's the whole point of the show. Okay, this did not activate yet as fast for whatever reason, so we will do the 2. Hey, I might need to use the tape for that. Okay. All right, this is more liquidy because, you know, I just made it. So to do the swirl, I'm going to be putting in half chocolate and then half vanilla. I'm trying to stick it to a side, which is why I'm doing the chocolate first, because that one is the one that's already congealing, becoming the pudding. Really fun. So, you know, I'm shooting for half and half. It's not going to be perfect science, and that's totally, totally okay. No. Cleanup crew of 1. Now I'm going to pour in the vanilla, fills up the rest of it. If you are craftier or want it to be like super twirly, you can totally utilize something like a toothpick to get in there and really make it swirlerific. But as we know, I'm not a perfectionist, so it's okay. It's gonna be a little messy. You want to make sure that you definitely have room in the freezer for like a flat surface, because these are going to pour out. Marmalade is investigating my trust right now. We're gonna stick in, I think actually with the vanilla, I'm going to need the tape because it didn't congeal as fast as, for whatever reason, the chocolate did. Isn't that kind of funny? They're both instant pudding. They're both the same brand. Who knew? Okay. We're going to use the tape anyway with the vanilla. And I'll add that stick in a second. All right, so you want it centered-ish. I'm using painter's tape because I don't want it to get stuck forever. There we go. And the last one, which has both, let me see if I'm able to just stick it up. Yeah, only because the chocolate's in there already. Make sure it's all filled out. Super easy, super delicious. Took no time at all. You're going to want to put in there and have it freeze for at least 3 hours. And or, you know, as long until you eat them. I don't think they're going to last that long. Oh, hey friends, I just want to remind you, when you're putting in your frozen treats, make sure you've made room so that it has a place to be flat. It's not going to get knocked over or stuck to frozen meat or what have you. So just keep it level. And now it's time for the big reveal. I checked to make sure they had frozen. I checked a couple times and they kept it in longer. I had them in for over 4 hours because these molds in particular are thicker. I like them big, I like them flumpy. How absolutely darling is this spectacular ghostie? She's winking. I don't know if you can see, but wink-tastic. So cute. All right, my wolves and goblins. From your favorite kitchen witch, Samantha Bremenkamp, thank you so much for joining me for another really fun, for me anyway, Sam Explains the World here on BCTV. And I look forward to seeing you next Friday at 9 p.m. Hello, my beauties. When witchy season is upon us, make like a witch and make these adorable cauldron cupcakes. They're so easy. I got the silicone molds from Michael's. I think they have all their Halloween stuff's like now 60% off. I did some spiced cake cupcake, easy green icing, a little funfetti, and some marshmallows to make it look like it's bubbling. And that's it. And then I will serve with a spoon. People can pretend that they're mixing spells / they're just gonna dig in. And it's so, so cute and so fun and my favorite time of year. And as we wind down the spooky season, I once again want to remind you that all Halloween things are going to be super cheap right now, even though it didn't even happen yet. Everything's at least 50% off. Michael's, I think, has actually kicked it up to 60% off. So I got these really cute silicone cauldrons. So you can use them for all sorts of things. One of the things I've seen that's like super cute is if you're doing like a candied apple dip or a caramel apple. So you have like cut up apple slices, like pre-cut up, and then you have caramel in one, chopped nuts in the other, melted chocolate in the other, peanut butter in this one, and just like dip it real good, but super cute. But I'm going to just be taking these that I got for, again, under $4 because, yeah, sales. And I was trying to find food dye, which is really, for whatever reason, most places don't have it. I did finally find it after the fact, so I just went bold and got green for these because it's going to be like a bubbling cauldron with the fun toppers. And perfectly moist spice cake by Duncan Hines. Duncan Hines, call me. Love to represent you. Which is also on sale. So I got like 2 for $7. Super fun. You're going to need vegetable oil, which is exactly half a cup, a full cup of water, and 3 large eggs. Our good friend Alex has a bunch of chickens that lay eggs like there's no tomorrow. So we're going to be using 3 large farm fresh eggs. I washed them off. As you can see, they're a little shiny because I just rinsed them off because they were coming directly from somebody's private chickens. Always just give it a good scrub dub because you don't want to ruin your good time. So I've put the oven on 350, preheating it, and I have a whisk. I decided to go with the large whisk today because I thought it was funny. The odds that I end up getting this all over myself, pretty good. So grab a cauldron or a bowl, whatever you fancy, and get to mixing. Super easy. But just little extra touches just make it so cute. And being able to find everything on sale like after or leading up to the holiday, it's just never, ever pay full price for anything. Especially when we learn that prices are just somebody's invention at the time. So, one. And these are beautiful. These are so different than the store-bought eggs. The shells are so much stronger, and they come in a variety of really pretty colors. Quick egg reds. Stay right there. So like I said, we're going to do 2 cups of water and then half a cup of vegetable oil. And then we're going to mix. Like, that's literally it. It's just so easy. Thank you, pre-made stuff, for making our lives easier. 1 cup. One. And then half a cup of veggie oil. You can switch it out for applesauce if you feel like it. Get a different complexion to your flavor. Okay. Thank you. Vegetable oil. That was so easy. Took 2 seconds. Ditch that. I want oil everywhere. Friend. Thank you, friend. And whisk it real good. What a giant whisk. So many fun things out there. So just to keep in mind, people are going to eat directly out of the cauldrons with a spoon. So it's a little bit different. Like little cauldron cakes with the icing on top. It's not like I'm using these as molds. You could, but like these are super cute because they have like little feet and little handles. So presentation is everything. Specifically for this one thing. All right, now I'm going to, carefully as possible, get some of that filling. And remember, you don't want to overdo it because it's going to rise. So do not fill these to the top. They're going to pop up anyway, just like cupcakes do. And they're such a good size that it's literally going to take the whole batter. And the rest of it will go here. We'll pop that in the oven for a little bit, wait for that to cook, wait for that to cool down. And that's it. Clean up the mess I just made. But that couldn't be easier. I'm going to pop it in the oven for how long? Because of how we're doing it, between 25 and 35 minutes. So I'll set a timer for 25. I'll check in on them. I'll use the toothpick test. And if it needs more time, it'll get it. And if it doesn't, and now is the best part, the decorating of the cupcake. It came out perfectly. Just a little bit of bubble up, which is going to be great for us now decorating it. I'm going to use one of these. You can also just use like a Ziploc bag and like cut a little hole in the corner of it. I did not make the icing from scratch. As I said, I got it on sale. I went to the awesome Dollar General and looking for something else for Halloween. And then, of course, stumbled upon these things. Oh, yeah, I couldn't find food dye anywhere, but which is fine. So you're going to want to pipe the icing gently around the cauldron. It's really bad witch impression, laugh, and you're welcome. Okay. More. Just want to make sure we get all of it before I can add more, which I will. If there's anything left, perfect. Okay. I'm going to add more to this and we'll continue. These are super easy to use. I found this at a thrift store, which like, I find so many cool things at thrift stores. It's really easy to use. You take the icing, whether you make it from scratch or not, and you just put it in. Just gonna put a little bit more because I'm just decorating the one for you guys. I'm gonna want to save it for the rest of it. The cool thing is this has different tip sizes and it creates different ribboning shapes. I'm pretty sure I just invented that word, so feel free to utilize it. Making some truly scrumptious sounds, and I'm making a huge mess. There we go. Yes, we know. We know what I'm saying. There we go. Ooh. Perfect. Okay. I'm going to also be delicious. It's vanilla flavored, it's just great. Funfetti. So first I'm going to be adding the bubbles. Bubble, bubble, boil in trouble. Just so cute. You just stop there if you want it. I'm not going to, of course, because it's the best time of year. And it's just really fun to go over the top. So there you go. Bubbles. So I'm sticking out. 3-dimension. I didn't mean to do that one. Okay. And then you could just sprinkle on some of the cute decorations that came with it, which is great. And that's it. That's really it. Super cute. And I will serve this with a paddle / a spoon because it's going to stay in there. And because it's silicone, it's like it's not stuck to it. I just love the presentation because it's like just so adorable. Thank you once again for joining me for a quick Sam Explains the World. I'm your host, Samantha Bremicamp. Cauldron Cupcakes, super cute, super fun, really easy, and a huge crowd pleaser.